Hello, hello, hello. Patty Allen, number one girl. There we go. Hey, PT, much love and prayers. Much love and prayers to you. Good to see you in here. Hey, screen name. Screen name number two. Number two, girl. Do tell, do tell. Hey, I'm about to. I'm about to. Absolutely. And number three is, I believe that's Walter. And number three, all right. Um, hey PT, hey to you, girl. God bless. Or waiter. um, I ain't for sure if you're he or she. I wish you straighten that out for me. Straighten that out for me. Um, and Suzanne, you're number four. You're number four, girl. Hey, God bless. Good to see you. Good to see you. Legendary. Good to see you, D. Jersey Devil. Good to see you guys. Chris. Grasshopper. Lisa. Fragile Little Mind. I love that. I love that. Stephanie. Um, Purple Hearts for Summer. God bless. God bless. Listen, you guys, I'm coming straight from my job. Matter of fact, I got off a little early today so I could straighten some things out about last night. Now, um, I'm going to try to possibly do back to back lives tonight. Depending on how long this one takes me. But we'll definitely get back to everything tomorrow if I do not have time to do a second one tonight. But this one is very important. Very important. I'm going to try to let the people get in here. Now, last night when I left, I told everyone, I said, don't worry. Things can be fixed. Things can be fixed. And I fixed it. See, the difference between PG and people like our guest last night, Andrew, as PG is righteous. And what I say, I back. Meaning, I tell the truth. Andrew, on the other hand, well, in my opinion, he's nothing but a liar. A Charlie wannabe. He wants to talk about people when it's him that's, hiding under the porch, right? Doing evil, sinister things, as he done here, last night. But I allowed it. That's the thing, is I allowed it. And because I wanted everyone. Yes, I left. I knew early on what his little plots, plans, and ploys were. I knew early on that he was, holding back, waiting till the end. I knew early on everything. I'm very brilliant. Very brilliant. And I wanted to give you guys an insight on what summer endured for a long time. I wanted to give you guys an insight. See, we had Hunter's daddy up here. And we all know the apple don't fall far from the tree. And all the time, Andrew thought that he was messing with us. No, Actually, I was messing around and keeping it covered and then let it down and cover it and so forth, because I didn't want to lead on to my experiment. And my experiment worked out well. We gained a whole lot of insight on who and what Hunter's daddy is. And anytime we gain insight on, people like Andrew and Allison's mother, Graham Buns, True, all of these people, all the people who surround this boy, Leslie, her family, and so on and so forth. Anytime we get, to see these people and able to observe them and their characters from a distance, it gives us a strong ideal, of who Hunter is. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to walk into the heat to know it's hot, okay? You can tell that from a distance. Or you should be able to too. I don't have to run outside and say, oh, my goodness, it's hot. I don't have to do that. I can stay in my AC and understand it's hot. Some people can't. Some people can't. Some people, they look out. They think that possibly they're being deceived. They have to open the door and run out there and then say, oh, dang, run back in. That's not me. Once upon a time, it was. But I learned fast. As as the Bible tells us, when you're a child, you have a child's mind. But you're supposed to gain an adult mind at some point. You're supposed to put away all of that, become responsible. But Andrew thought he was doing something. If you took note, I went out very casual last night. If he'd have done something to us that I wasn't expecting, you guys know me. Oh, I would have been ranting and raving. He didn't get us, we got him. And we're gonna prove that tonight. Now, for one, everybody knows that I have not ever asked for anything. Anyone that's on Summer's channel knows that I have not ever asked for anything that did not help Summer and her channel. I haven't ever asked a thing at all. Nothing except what would make Summer gain traction in her case and would make her case move forward. Meaning, yes, I have asked for everyone to support the suspects of Summer's case in order to get more information for Summer. And, the price was very little, very, very little for everything we gained. Why? Because I'm brilliant. Andrew don't like, he's probably thinking to himself, oh, bullshit. No, I'm about to prove how brilliant PG is tonight. Right? Yeah. Don't underestimate me. Don't underestimate me. I don't like to be underestimated. It's the one thing I don't like. But what's a couple of dollars to Allison for all the information we gained for summer? What's a couple of dollars to Marlena Crawford? All the information we gained for summer. What you can't put a price tag on solving a child's case, bringing it home and getting justice for it. Most of us throw probably 100 times that in the garbage a week. Not a month, not a year, in a week. If you went and got a hamburger, brought it home, opened it up, found out it looked awful, didn't smell right, and you trashed it, that was more than what we gave these people for the information we have been able to obtain for this little girl's sake. And that's the truth. Why? Because I'm brilliant enough to know $1 is a lot to those people. Not a lot to us, but it's a hell of a lot to them. Why? Because they have habits. They have habits to take everything they got and then some. And they're always scraping. Unlike us, who know how to manage our money, how to, use it in a righteous way. We're not scraping every second of every day because we got some type of habit depleting it all. But they do. So very little is a lot to them. And that very little could get a lot for us. I felt it was an even exchange. Right? I felt it was an even exchange. Put a 1 in the chat if you felt it was an even exchange. I thought it was. And I wouldn't take a damn lick of it back. Ain't no way. But Andrew wanted to, what he did last night, he wanted to blame it on, PG and, making monies and this and that. No, PG don't make no money. I spend it. I spend it keeping this channel running. But I don't make nothing. And trust and believe. I appreciate every single dollar that the supporter Summer's chat supports to Summer's channel. I appreciate every single dollar that people pitch in to help pay somewhat on, most of the time. Sometimes her channel makes enough to almost cover StreamYard. And that's about it. That's about it. And I tell you what, I've always got StreamYard. I've always got StreamYard. I pay it every single time on top of the cable, the internet to run all of this, right? And all the apps I use to put together all the content that we use here. And I also pay for all the apps to make, all the little videos all year long for all the different occasions for summer and the missing children as well. It costs me to do what I do, and that's okay. I don't complain about it. I don't complain. Nobody hears me complaining. But I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to bring it up when I'm accused of false allegations. I'm going to bring it up. Bet your ass I'm going to bring it up. Because I'm going to tell you right now, everybody in this channel knows that PG does not do this for any other reason than wanting the answers for Summer Moon Utah Wells. Everybody knows it. But it bit Andrew's ass to see this channel getting some support last night. All he could say is, I hope this and I hope that. Well, Andrew, boom. I guess that's going to burn your backside right now too, isn't it? Right? Hey, Vic, I appreciate it. Hey, Andrew, super sticker. There you go, Andrew. There you go. And Vic, I appreciate that because it will go towards StreamYard. It will absolutely go towards StreamYard. Oh, wow. There's one I missed, Andrew. One I missed. I got to pull this one up. Oh, looky there, Savannah. All right. Super chat. Look at that, Andrew. Take a look-see. But that got you too, right? That got you too, baby. Yeah. Oh, wow. Another one just came in. Virginia girl to help Summer's channel. Hey, girl. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I bet you. Hey, what you doing, Andrew? Because I know, baby, I know you are watching. I know you got your head in the bushes right now. You got your head in the bushes. You're watching. And man, I bet you just right now, you're probably levitating. You're so evil. I bet you're levitating off the ground like, yeah. I bet you're levitating. Oh boy, it's still coming through. It's still coming. Oh, Australia. All right, girlfriend. Look at that, Andrew. Super sticker. That's Summer's channel. That's Summer's channel right there, Andrew. This is Summer's channel. These people love this baby. They care about this baby. It's all about her. It's about these other missing children needing to be found because evilness has swooped in and overtook these children. And they deserve to be found. They deserve to be brought home. And that evilness deserves to be swooped in to a jail cell. That's what this channel's about. It's about gaining everything we can for the missing children. And it hasn't ever been about anything else. But this right here is what burns your backside, baby. This is what makes you envious according to your words, right? According to your words. This is why you did such a vulgar thing on a missing child's channel. No, Andrew, no. I mean, I'm sure this gave you a lot of satisfaction, and I'm sure that you were, ate up and envious with jealousness last night. That Summer's channel got a little support as the night went through. But a lot of times, Summer's channel sees no support. And it's always been okay. Because here we tell our people, if you need it, keep it. If the Lord lays it upon you to help and you do, God bless you. We so appreciate it. But we leave the financial in God's hands, and we do what we need to do. Be a voice for the voiceless, because that's what it's all about. And the good Lord has kept this channel running for 4 years, Andrew, and he'll keep it running even more. Better than you have come along and couldn't touch it. Why? Because God put this channel together, Andrew. The one and only Almighty put it together for Summer Moon Utah Wells. I ain't nothing but a vessel up here. God's vessel. Being the voice for the voiceless. And all these people in that chat, Summer's army God put here. He don't put nobody's feet where they don't belong. And these people's feet belong where God wants them. And he wanted them here. And they're a voice for the voiceless as well. And we all work together for God, for these missing children. That's something you might not understand, but we do. And don't ever try to intimidate me and threaten me, because I'm going to tell you something, Andrew Holt. I won't be intimidated. Okay? You remember that. You are a freaking nobody messing with a somebody. And that somebody isn't me. I'm going to let you figure out who it is for yourself. Because I was just told not to tell you. There you go. All right. There you go. Hey, Angela, I appreciate it. Whoa, super sticker. Wow, Andrew. Man, I bet you done turned green-eyed. I bet you done turned green-eyed with envy. Oh, Lordy be. Bet you did. Oh, Virginia. All right. Love you, PG, girl. You know I love you too. Oh, hey, girl, I love you. I love you doubled right now. I love you double right now, because I'm going to tell you, his eyes were already green. But I bet you he's sucking his thumb and crying by now, right? He's probably sucking that thumb and crying by now. Oh, Lordy mercy. Lordy mercy. Whoa. I'm going to tell you, you ever see that kid fall down when it don't get what it wants? The one that falls on the floor and starts kicking and flapping and carrying on. Oh, man, I know that's Andrew right now, because look at this, Andrew. Whoa, right. Another super sticker. Right there. I hope I pronounced this right. Tina. Absolutely. I appreciate that, girlfriend. I appreciate you making Andrew jelly. Absolutely. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say it. I'll say it. I'm glad you're making him jelly. Hey, Virginia. All right. Gifted 5 Prayer Garden of America memberships. Oh, yes. Happy dance, Andrew. Happy dance, Andrew. Man, you guys should see me right now. Woo! I'm doing the electric slide. Oh, hell yeah. The Macarena. Oh, my goodness. I'm doing a 2-step. Oh, yeah. Shoot. Oh, baby, I'm going to tell you what. Dang. Oh, yes. Look at that, Andrew. 585. I appreciate the support. All right, Caroline. Yes, love you, PG. Hey, girlfriend, I love you too. You know it. And you get double love. Andrew. Oh, PG, I can't stand this. Oh my God. Is that how you're sounding right now, Andrew? Is that how you sounding? I know it is. I know it is. You know what? And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I feel like I'm at McDonald's. I'm loving it. Right? There we go. Yeah. Oh, wow. There we go. Mother of a legend. All right. Member for 4 months, Andrew. There we go. There we go. Oh, Bill Mom, I appreciate it. Another super sticker. Look at that, Andrew. Boo hoo hoo hoo. I can hear you now, man. I can hear you now. I can hear you. Yeah. Pipe it down, because PG's hearing it. I don't, the walls are thick, but you're coming through them. Right? You're coming through, Andrew. You are coming through. I want to tell you, I'm loving this. I'm loving it. God bless. God bless. Absolutely. Whoa. Oh, wow. I want to tell you, I appreciate all of your all support tonight. I really do. But most of all, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys making him green with envy. Green with envy. Yeah. I'm going to tell you, this channel hasn't ever asked for nothing. We haven't ever asked for anything. Nothing. But I'm going to tell you something that he used that. He used that to try to make it sound okay for what he did last night. I'm going to tell you, he didn't do it because of that. That was just an extra additive bonus for him, to bring that up and to be so, absolutely Molly. We so appreciate it. We so appreciate. But that was an additive bonus for him to, to be cruel and to be mean and to do what he did. And, I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. Absolutely not. But yeah, he done a bad thing. He done a bad thing, but I suspected it. I suspected it, you guys. And I knew it was coming early on. Now, what I want to explain to everybody is early on, last night when when the video was first going, you could see him. You could see him, when I had the camera opened at the beginning, you could see him telling someone, shaking his head no, and telling them to back off. And that he was talking to his old lady. He was talking to his old lady who was wanting to do that right then and there. Put a 1 in the chat if you seen what I'm talking about. If you saw what I was talking about, put a 1 in there. Because yes, he did. And I'm bringing the, and I can see him. When I had the screen up, I can see him in the back chat and backstage. I'm still able to see him when you guys can't. And he's waving his hands and he's shaking his head no. And he's letting them, somebody, don't do it now. Don't do it now. And I knew that he was saving it. I knew he was saving it, but you know what? I said, okay, I want people to see what that little girl was going through for a long time when she had to be around people like this. I wanted everyone to see how this little girl, Donwell said that he felt Summer knew that, something was going to happen to her. Put a 2 in the chat if you remember Don saying this. I have the recording. I played it out before. up here, Donald said that he felt Summer knew. He said he knew something and he thought she knew as well. And I'm going to tell you, I wanted to show you guys through Andrew, I wanted to show you guys how Summer felt and how she knew and how she knew. Because just like we seen him shaking his head and putting his hands up and warding somebody off that was, was itchy, was real itchy to get it done right off the bat, do something, sinister. He's a patient one. He wanted to wait till the end, right? He wanted to wait. And I knew what he was waiting for. That's why I just left it open at the end. Because I wanted you guys to see, because the end is basically Summer out there in the water when Hunter was walking in behind her. I'm going to tell you, that's what happened to Summer. Summer got laid. She basically got laid away. She got laid away. They were laying away this child. That's my opinion. I will keep it. But she got laid away. Just like last night. See, he thought he was laying us away, but he wasn't. I decided when I seen him doing what he was doing, I was going to run an experiment with the daddy of the same boy that, in my opinion, unlived Summer Moon Utah Wells at that horse pond for Candace. That's what I wanted you guys to get a look at, because you know what? Like father, like son, right? Like father, like son. And I wanted everybody to get a taste and a look at what this little girl had to endure for such a time. And that's how she knew. That's how she knew, just like we knew. We saw the signs. We saw the signs, and it happened, didn't it? Put a 3 in the chat if we saw the signs last night, and it happened. Of course she saw the signs. Yes, she did. She definitely saw it. Summer knew. She knew, she knew that it's just a matter of time, because how? She heard things. She seen things. Right? Absolutely. Oh boy. All right. Australia super sticker. Hey, Andrew. I bet you I would love to see your face. I love to see your face. Right? Sure would. What I would give. Well, I wouldn't give that much, but I would sure like to see your face, buddy. I bet that's priceless. and you're like, I know you're listening, PG, and finding out you can't write in the chat. Dude, you wish I would have came in and wrote in your chat. You wished I would have came in and wrote. But I'm going to tell you, one of Summer's armies, one of the people in Summer's armies sent me the recording of everything you was saying. That's the only reason I know what you were saying, is because they sent it to me. I clicked on, because I always do when I get messages sent. I click on. I see what it's about, because you don't ever know what it's about. You don't know what it's about. This time it was about you, Andrew, and what you were saying. I clicked onto it. I got a little listen. I got to listen what you were saying, and I started cracking up laughing. I mean, straight up roll on the floor, freaking laughing. Like yeah, I did. I was planning. You know what? I knew exactly what you was planning. I just wanted everybody to see. I wanted everybody, the way you did us, Andrew, in my opinion, is exactly how your son did Summer. Okay? The apple don't fall far from the tree. That stuff was pre-planned and carried out on June 15th, 2021. And your son was part of that plan. And you know it. And you know it. That's my opinion. And that's what you talk about taking to the grave with you. Your old boy was shaking like a fucking leaf on a tree. Your old boy was sitting in a room. Shaking, smack. Yeah. When he got home, right? After he got home from what's supposed to have been a good time, he's sitting around. Knees are knocking, legs are shaking, hands are trembling. Talking all outside of what people would be talking about. Right? Yeah. Hey, Brat, I appreciate it, girl. We love you. Thank you for everything you do for Summer. Hey, girl. I appreciate that. And you know what? I want to thank all of you, Summer's Real Army, for all you do for her as well. We work together. We're a team. We're a team. And I'm going to tell you, God has brought us together for this little girl. And he has made us a team here. He's made us a family that prays together, stays together, and we've been a praying, and we're going to keep on a praying. And I'm going to tell you, I know that we are irritating a lot of demons. I know we're irritating a lot of demons, baby, and we're going to keep on irritating them. We're going to keep irritating them till they can't be irritated no more, and they tell what happened to this little girl, and they let her come home and justice be served. And I tell you now, the reason Andrew was up here is because his demons are being irritated because he's hearing the truth. Demons don't get irritated by lies. Demons get irritated by the truth, right? They get a rash. They get a rash from the truth. And that's what he's been hearing. And he don't like to hear it. He don't like to hear it. Hey, Carla, I appreciate it. Another super sticker, Andrew. Oh, I'm sorry, Andrew. That should be wham, wham, wealthy, woo, woo. It cracked me up, baby. Oh, shoot. You're cracking me up. Uh-huh. Absolutely. Yes, he did. Yes, he did, peas in a pond. Andrew himself told Hunter to lie right after June 15th. Arrest them both. Mm-hmm. He did. He told that boy to keep his mouth shut. He said, I told my son to keep his mouth shut, right? I remember hearing him say it. Oh, yes, he did. That's not hearsay. That's a fact. That's a fact right there. And why would you tell your son to keep his mouth shut if he didn't do anything? His boy came home. I'm going to tell you something. I think every last one of us has went on a picnic. I think every last one of us has gone to a cookout. I think every last one of us has went to some type of outing where we come home and we had a good time, right? We're not shaking. We're not talking all weird. We're not shutting down. Every last one of us, even when we were kids, little kids, grade school kids, teenage kids, we have went places and had a really good time and come home, and we are not doing what this boy was doing. Absolutely not. He was supposed to go with Candace and Grandis and Summer and, and fishing fishing, which we know that's a lie because Hunter got busted in a lie. And I'm telling you, I heard law enforcement has been trying to talk to Hunter, that they keep trying to get him to take a lie detector's test and to, like Chris M did. They were just wanting to talk with him, question him up, get some answers. And he, as he did with Chris, declined. He keeps declining to do it. Hey, Donna, I appreciate it. Thank you for all you do. I love Summer and pray the truth comes out. Hey, girl, and it will. It will. We serve a mighty big God, and let me tell you something. He hears our prayers, and he is, I believe he's answering. I believe God is answering. I believe he has been answering. I think that he's been bringing the truth out, maybe little by little. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to get pulled to the light. This case is going to get solved. And I'm going to tell you what, the evil beings are going to get put in prison where they belong. And that's what they're afraid of. And they're really afraid because did you take note? Did you take note that Andy Bernard and just recently, have you took note that Andy Bernard and Hunter and Andrew and Don and Candace, have you took note that they've all just recently come together and that they're corresponding behind the scenes, all of them together? Put a 1 in the chat if you just took note of that. Over the last few months, all of these suspects, since the gravesite has came into play, all of these mother freakers are joining up and joining hands. Put a 1 in the chat if you took note to it, because I'm going to tell you what, I sure have. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, they sure have. They're all corresponding, just like when the whole time that Andrew was in here last night. Who was in the chat? Andy. The last time Andrew was over here, who's in the chat? Andy. Andy's in the chat, and him and Andrew, Don and Candace is behind the scenes, and that's why, Andrew's running his face like, he's got all these people. No, Andrew, you ain't got nobody except this handful of freaking suspects that's scared to death about the grave site across the road, Timothy Morson's grave over in Morson Cemetery, who is all stirred up and scared that law enforcement's going to go in there and find Summer, obviously. And all you're doing is strengthening the reasons for them to be able to do that. You're just strengthening the case. You're strengthening it. Little did you know, you was making the case even stronger to go over there and be looked into now. You think that this isn't being turned in to law enforcement? Do you think that TBI ain't getting called up saying, hey, listen, last night Andrew and Andy Bernard was inside my live, working together, and Andrew Holt was on the live talking about how Don and Candace told him that when he was trying to, how do we know, we was having so many people try to get a hold of us that we overlooked you, and that they're all friends now, that they're all frenzied up after this gravesite has came into play, after we have been wanting to try to get this gravesite exhumed, where people are getting stocked up by Chad Arnold, where Marlena Crawford says she hasn't been since summer past. She hasn't been to that gravesite since summer past. So that puts her at the gravesite, right? And she's the one on the phone with Candace at the time she's meeting up with Chad Arnold at Fred's house to go out of Beach Creek, over obviously to Morson Cemetery. Where else would they have went? That's my opinion. there's a big open grave. Andy Bernard says, hey, I've heard if you want to get rid of someone, do it when there's an open grave. So, you know, and we know that they've been plotting against Summer because they cut her hair off. Don started driving a different vehicle. He actually fired his coworker to blame it on. Andy started driving a different vehicle that day. Both of them stayed at work when they usually don't stay at work at all. And, you know, so we know that whatever happened to this little girl was premeditated and carried out. Hunter's up just waiting. He's up just waiting for two old women to pick him up and take him somewhere. And that, you know, they didn't have to, it wasn't like Candace had to call and wake him up. And, you know, and Kimmy and Summer come by and sit around. We ain't got no really nothing else to do. No, he was already up waiting, texting with her. And then because they obviously had something to talk about and discuss, Hunter calls her. Hunter, they don't want to text no more. Hunter wants to call her. And then she goes over there and picks him up to go to the swimming hole, which was really the whole plan in the beginning. Grandma just used her old bummed up fucking knee as an excuse to go into Kingsport so they could pick Hunter up without looking suspicious. That's my opinion. I'll keep it. And then it came out your own mouth, Andrew. This came out your own mouth, right? This came out of your own mouth right here. It didn't come out of my mouth. This is all your mouth.
No, he ain't married to her, and he's been lying about the pregnancy. I mean,
oh, your boy's a liar. Your boy's a liar, just like Daddy, right? Just like Daddy, a liar. And you're a liar, Andrew. Yes, I will call you a liar. That isn't, in my opinion, that's a fact. Because you said that I was using a child to make bank. Okay, no, I'm not. So you're a liar. You lied. You bared false witness on PG. You bared false witness on PG. Everybody here at this channel knows. Matter of fact, all the creators know that this channel don't make anything. Go freaking ask Justin. Go ask Smalley. Go ask whoever you want. Everybody knows. They won't have a problem telling you. They won't. Crimes and lies. She won't have a problem telling you. This channel makes nothing. This channel makes nothing. You know, Summer's channel makes nothing. PG, poor PG. Poor PG. You know, absolutely. So I'm going to tell you, and everybody on this channel knows it too. Everybody on this channel knows it too. They all know it. They all know it. Because this channel is America. It tells the truth. It does what it wants to do. And that's just the way it is. And that's the way it's going to stay. We don't time people out. We don't, we don't block them. They don't get the boot. They don't get the boot unless they're doing something really, 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 really bad. You have to do something really bad to get the boot over here. Right? We don't do that. This is America over here. And we tell the truth and we let the truth be told. And when you're running a channel like this, you know, it's not easy. It's not easy. Right? It's not easy. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows that this channel is unique. It's different. And that's okay. Because that is the way. That's the way that God wants it ran, and that's the way it's going to be ran. We seek the truth, nothing but the truth. We want the truth, and the truth's the only thing that will help these kids. And we're going to, by God, tell the truth. And we're going to seek the truth. We're going to get the truth. And we're going to use the truth in order to do all we can to solve these kids' cases and get the evil people who could do such an evil thing to a child put in prison where they belong. And that irritates your demons, don't it, Andrew? Why? Oh, I see. Right there on the screen. That's your boy. Chip off the old block. And I'm going to tell you another thing, Andrew. Why was you at a storage unit? Because last night you plainly said that you was in Tennessee for about 4 to 5 hours. That you came in, you went to that storage unit, and you left out. You didn't go to no house for no keys. You wasn't going to get a hotel and stay over for a few days, and why you were looking for a storage unit. You plainly said last night that you were there for about 4 or 5 hours. That's only long enough to drop off or pick up. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys agree with me. That's only long enough to be dropping off or picking up. Why would he have needed a storage unit? And he said it right out of his own mouth. He said it right out of his own mouth last night. Oh, yeah, you did, Andrew. You know what? What you thought? I told my people. I told my people last night, I said, this will not go away. I will fix it. Didn't I tell you guys that I would fix everything last night, you guys? Not to worry about it. That PG had it covered. Yeah, I did. I told you guys. And you're going to find out that I did, and I tell the truth. But I'm going to let you listen to Andrew's own words right here.
Listen, I'm very upset with him. I got nothing nice to say about him, and every time I talk about him, I get really evil and say some really, really evil things. He played me, PG, hard. He played me hard to the point where I'm taking the fall for this, and it's like, dude, you're not
taking the fall for what, Andrew? Taking the fall for what? Oh, when you and your son took all of those people, when you guys took all of those people for all of that money, because you were talking about you guys were using Allison, and then you started using a fake baby that wasn't on the way, a fake baby, to get a whole lot of support for Hunter and yourself. Put a 2 in the chat if that's what he's talking about, you guys. Put a 2 in the chat if you remember it. If you remember him and Hunter teaming up and telling everybody a ton of lies in order to get a whole lot of money. Matter of fact, he's going to tell us how Hunter got so much money that they shut down his cash thing, so he couldn't get any more because it was too much coming in. Right? Too much coming in. Hey, I appreciate that. Unapproachable. I appreciate it. Thank you, PG, for being ever faithful to Summer. Hey, girl. God bless. God bless. I can't take all the credit, honey. I wish I could, but I can't. That's all God. I give all credit to God. He's the one that put us here. He put us together. And I thank God he did. Because these kids need it. They needed a channel that would seek the truth, find the truth, and speak the truth, and help these kids be found, because the truth is the only thing that's going to find them, right? It's the only thing that's going to get them justice. And I think God felt it was time to put a channel like this out here for these kids. And I thank him. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful. People, a lot of people say, oh, PG, she talks it like Andrew. PG talks about God and this and that, and how everybody's going to, go to the wrong places and stuff. And I'm going to tell you something. I haven't seen anywhere in the Bible. I've seen in the Bible where it says to be slow to anger, But I ain't seen anywhere in the Bible where it says that you can't get angry about evil people doing evil stuff to 5-year-old little girls, right? I ain't seen anything in there against that. There you go, Andrew. I think I have every right to be upset with evil people that could do such evilness to a little innocent child. Okay? That might not bother evil humans like you, but that bothers the hell out of the people out here who are righteous and walk the righteous path and believe in righteousness and believe that little children should be left the hell alone by evil human beings. Okay? So excuse us for not thinking like you. All right? Absolutely. And that's what they did. That's what they did. They lied. They worked together. They lied. And Andrew was pissed off, all right. Do you know what he was pissed off about? Is Hunter's cash stuff was overflowing and his wasn't. That's what he was upset about. That's what he was upset about. And the fact that they got busted in all of their damn lies. Right? That, and they got busted in all of their damn lies.
Getting it. I'm showing. That's why he's in the system, is because of his actions. I mean, the whole car thing about him stealing a car with a baby in it, I don't believe none of that.
We don't care what the hell you believe. We don't care what you believe, Andrew. We don't care what you believe. Because the young lady that he did that to came forth and told that she had to fight him off to keep him from taking her vehicle with her little baby in the back of it. Put a 1 in the chat if this is true. Because we're damn skippy. It is true, Andrew. You know, you can say, I don't believe, you know, you're sitting there, you're telling us when it comes to the evil stuff, like him trying to take this woman's car with the baby in the back, which everybody knows he did. Everybody knows he did because there's so many witnesses to it, and I'm sure there's a police report. Everybody knows this is what happened. Your boy went up the creek for a while. Your boy got sent up the creek for a while, and that's probably why. That's probably why he was sent up the creek for a minute, right? Yeah. And you're sitting there lying through your teeth, trying to protect your boy right there, because why? Because there's a 5-year-old little girl missing that he had all to do with earlier in the day on June the 15th, 2021. And the last video taken was after seeing him go into the water after her. The next thing and the last thing we saw was this little girl propped up on milk jugs, looking like she was no longer with us, unalived on milk jugs, all pinned in, all propped up. And your boy sits there saying, oh, I thought she was awake. I thought she was trying to get out of the vehicle. And your old lying lady, your ex-old lying lady standing there saying, oh, she was just like that on the milk jug. When I went to that vehicle, when we all heard that she was too lazy to walk all that self of hers down those stairs and out to the vehicle. That's what we heard. That she didn't even go out to the vehicle. And that's what I believe. I believe she did not even go out to the vehicle because they were coming in with Summer. They was coming in with Summer. She didn't need to walk out to the vehicle because they were coming in with Summer in order to dress her, put makeup on her face and take her back out to prop her up on the milk jugs. That's my opinion. I don't think your old lady came out period. I think she knows that that's the way Summer was, all propped up on the milk jugs, because Summer was dressed and all the stuff was taken out and she was propped up right there at Allison's house. That's my opinion, and I'm going to keep it because your son said, right here, Andrew, this is what your son said. I brought receipts, baby. I don't come without receipts, but I'm bringing them.
I do believe that.
Did somebody go into the store, or did you go through drive-through again?
Drive-through again.
And where are you sitting at this point?
The same. Well, I was sitting in the middle because she was the person that was wet, and so she had a pillow under her.
Where was you at? Where was you at, Hunter? Oh, I was the person in the middle because she was all wet with the pillow propped up underneath her. Summer was all wet next to the driver's side door. He's in the middle because she's on the driver's side door, all wet, propped up on the pillow. She wasn't dressed. She wasn't dressed. Where did she get dressed? This is when they went to Walgreens and to Sonic's and to the store and to Priceless. Chris says, where was you at, Hunter? Where was you sitting? I was sitting in the middle because she's the only one wet, all propped up next to the door, right? On the pillow. Let's hear him.
Did you go through drive-through again?
Drive-through again.
And where are you sitting at this point?
The same. Well, I was sitting in the middle because she was the person that was wet, and so.
Right there. She's the person that was wet. They're going through the drive-through again. They're done swimming. They're going through the drive-through at Walgreens. And she's the one all wet on a pillow. There you go. And if she was all wet at Walgreens, she was all wet at Sonic's. And if she's all wet at Sonic's, she's all wet at the store. So where the hell did she get the dry clothes on at, Andrew? Huh? Where did she get dry clothes? Oh, let me think about this. Burr, burr. That's just smoke coming out of my ears trying to think so hard. Where she got dressed, Andrew. Duh. Yeah. At your old lady's house, right? Your baby mama house. Yeah, that's where I think that she got dressed, in my opinion, Andrew. All that mother freaking smoke slowed my brain down there for a minute. But baby, we're back. We're back. Right? Yeah. Hey, whoopsie, I appreciate it. Andrew, bathed in this baby. Bathed in it, Andrew. I keep up the good work, PG. Hey, girl, you know we will. Absolutely. God bless. I appreciate the support. Hey, Mary, new member. Wow. Look at that, Andrew. You got us a new member over here. You got us another member, another sister over here on Summer's Army. We got a new soldier for Summer tonight. Yes. All right. God bless. There you go. There you go, Andrew. That's how God works, baby. That's how God works. You just evil. You just evil, and your boy just admitted that this little girl was soaking wet. Now I'm going to tell you, why does he want her to be all soaking wet when we seen his ass going into that water too? His ass was wet. Why does he want to all of a sudden make us all believe? Why does he want to all of a sudden try to gaslight us into believing she's the only one wet when we saw his ass out there getting wet as well? Right? Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if I'm right. We saw his ass going out in that water getting wet. But he wants to gaslight us like, oh, she's the only one wet. No, your ass was wet too, Hunter. Your ass was wet. We saw you going out there. You can't go into the water, splash shit around, and come out dry, mother freaker. You was wet too. right? And obviously you did something if you want to try to gaslight us up into believing your ass was dry. You must have did something. Because that's how evil people work. That's how evil people who do evil things work. They want to gaslight people to believe that, they were dry. They were dry when someone else was soaking wet. Right? Yeah. That's how they work, man. They was nothing wrong with them. Everything was wrong with the victim, but nothing wrong with them. Right? They got scratched by the dog. They got scratched by the cat. They didn't get scratched by the victim. They got scratched by every damn thing but what they truly got scratched by, right? Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, if Summer's in a tote, if she's in a black tote, down in the ground, underneath that big old vault, underneath that coffin, underneath all that dirt, well, I got news for you, Hunter, Andrew, Don, Candace, Grandis, Andy, Fred, Laura's, Chad Arnold's, Jimmy Long's. I got news for all of them. If she down in there inside the tote, they are still DNA left. They are still enough. She's probably totally preserved. She's probably totally, that's an airtight, that's like putting, cookies. That's like putting cookies in a mother freaking Ziploc baggie. They're going to be fresh for a long, long time, right? It's like sticking bread in the freezer. Man, you pull that stuff out a year later and it's just as soft as the day you put it in there, right? And just as fresh. There you go. There you go. Yeah. And they're going to, and you know what? They're going to be able to get DNA. They're going to be able to get DNA. I'd be very worried too. I'd be very worried about that cemetery over there if that's where she's at, Andy. And you said it was. Oh, I believe she's over there in Morrison Cemetery. I ain't afraid to say it. Well, you must have been afraid of something, or you wouldn't have had to say you wasn't afraid to say it. The only time you say I'm not afraid to say it is if you're thinking some reason you should be afraid, right? It's like that bully's been picking on other kids and I'm not afraid to say it. Well, yeah, you are, because it's a bully. And the reason you said I'm not afraid to say it, because you know they're a bully and they're probably going to be bullying you. Right? And you just want to, try to convince yourself that you're not ready to, do number 1 and 2 on yourself by telling, when you really are. But you want to try to convince yourself and other people you ain't. You got to try to brave up for that 2 seconds you said it. And that ain't my opinion. That's the truth. That's how it works. But you heard him. You heard him right there. She's wet. She's wet. Well, he was wet too, because we seen him going into the water, splash. He had to be wet too. But see, he's trying to gaslight people. She's the only one wet. There's a lot of indiscrepancies like this. A lot of them. They show us, that this boy's more involved than meets the eye. Right? But let's listen to Daddy. Do we believe Hunter
Tried to rob somebody.
Do we believe Hunter could do something so sinister? Do we believe Hunter could really, do something that sinister for big old, smelly Candace, right? Right? Oh, Dusty. Oh, Dusty butt. Candace. Do we really believe that he could do such a thing? Let's see.
Vapes, and that fell through. I mean, the reason why he's in the system is because he's hanging out with the wrong people, doing the wrong shit, and he doesn't listen. Oh yeah. And instead he tried to get more money off the people. It's like, no, bro. And then on top of that, come to find out, dude ain't even his girl ain't even pregnant. So it's all. So that was a lie. That I was. Yeah.
Wow. We're all shocked. We are all shocked. You should see our faces. It's like, oh, we're so shocked. Yeah. No, Andrew. We're not shocked at all. We're not shocked to find out your boy's a damn liar. We're not shocked to find out you are. You and your boy, you play your part. You play your part. Nobody has to be shocked. If we just listen, look, if we just see you and listen to you 5 minutes, we know what the hell you are. Y'all don't hide it. You all do not hide it. You don't hide it. That's for damn sure.
Yep. She ain't even knocked up at all. So this whole time, dude's been bombarding my whole family for money, this, that, and everything else. It's like, dude.
He's been bombarding your family for money. That's what you said. Oh. He wants monies. He wants monies. Let's go on and listen to him.
Dude, if you're this broke, how'd you get that new tattoo? But I'm saying, how is she how is she a little over $2,000 in the hole on rent when her rent's $915? But here's the thing. Everybody's like,
She was $2,000 in debt with the rent. It's because she didn't pay it. She had to catch up. She was 1 month behind, and she needed to pay that, and then she needed to pay this month and last month's rent. I think you know how being behind on rent works, Andrew. You probably are way behind right now, or thinking about squatter rights until you go over into whatever state it was. What was it called? Mars. Oh, I'm sorry. That's another planet. Montana. Yeah. You was going to go over to Montana, probably because right now you're plotting to be a squatter until they evict you out of wherever you are right now. And so you're going to know what it's like to be, and I'm sure you already do. I'm way behind on your rent, right? Way behind on your rent. And that's probably what Allison, she wasn't way behind. She was probably a month behind. And it took $2,000 to catch up, because even when you pay the rent, and you still have a fee, a late fee for the rent. There's a late fee when you're late paying the rent. It's an extra so many dollars. And then she still had that month's rent to pay as well. So it was like she's behind $2,000. And your boy came in, oh, how could you get that tattoo if you ain't got no monies? Well, he didn't have no monies. And it came out your own mouth that he robbed his wife or his mother, which was supposedly, well, she wasn't your wife either. She was somebody's wife, but I don't know whose wife she was. But damn, this is some Forrest Gump shit. Like, I don't even know. I don't know who the fuck's wife she was, but she wasn't your wife, Andrew. She was your baby's mama. And then she was Hunter's mom, and he robbed, according to you, Andrew, he robbed Allison for her $2,000 to pay her rent, and he went and got tattoos. Am I correct? Do I finally got this right, you guys? Put a 1 in the chat, because damn, I went all over the place with this. I went around the block and everything else. I even had this kid married to his own mother for a minute there, but that's okay. Did I finally get it right? Okay. Good, good, good. I'm going to tell you.
Like, oh well, you gave him a platform. It's your fault. I mean, I'll take blame that I gave him a platform to speak. But I honestly thought you seen I was actually really fucking pissed off and upset about the whole situation. And then I knew what he was. He tried playing this shit in 2018 within the family. The first year he came up here, after 5 years of being missing from my family, from my part of the family, he tried playing that same game between me and my mom. And then, I mean, I found out that he took mom's money, but I didn't think nothing of it, you know, because I didn't hear nothing more about it. And I even told Allison, listen,
I knew that he took Allison's mom's money, meaning Allison. I knew he had took Allison's money. I didn't think nothing of it because, you know, I really don't care what my son does because I'm an evil piece of crap. And, you know, and I didn't think anything of him, you know, I don't care how he acts because I'm really, you know, I'm not a real dad that wants to raise, you know, a real kid in the world that cares about people and does the right things and, you know, becomes a role model in the future and a good citizen and you know, a good person that established themselves in the right way. I'm not looking, you know, for my son to be a lawyer or a doctor or something prominent and something that's going to get a lot of respect and looked up to and cared about and cares about others. You know, something that's going to give back in society. You know, they ain't only going to get, but they're going to be, you know, returning a lot of good things in society as well. And they're going to have a really good life. No, I don't want my son like that because I'd probably be jealous. Hell, I was so jealous of him getting that money, his cash app getting overflowed to the point it stopped because they couldn't understand why it was overflowing. I was really jealous then. So if I was to, you know, raise a son that was better than myself, like, you know, somebody prominent in the world and really a good person, well, I'd be jealous as hell, right? I'd be so damn jealous. And that's why he ain't going to ever raise anything, right? Anything worth a lick because he's too jealous, like Don Wells and like a lot of other parents in the world, evil parents. They're jealous of their own children. They're jealous. They don't want their children to ever be more than they are. And that's mother freaking disgusting. Ain't you supposed to want your children to be way more than you could ever be? Don't you want your children to be way better looking? Don't you want your children to be living a way better life than you had? Don't you want your children to be way safer than you was? Don't you want your kids to have the life that you wish you could have had? I think was the way it's supposed to work. I mean, I don't know, you know. I'm just sitting on this bench over here, you know, thinking about what my mama told me, that life's like a box of chocolates. You don't never know what you're going to get, right? But I think that's how it works. Yeah, I think so, Andrew.
I understand he's your one and only, but you need to turn him in.
Oh, he's your one and only, and you need to turn him in. And that was at the time that, you know, Andrew was, you know, really upset that, you know, he didn't get the information to turn his own son in to get that reward, right? He was sending people down there on motorcycles to pick his son up because he was going to shake the information out of his son in order to, you know, benefit off of that reward fund that was going up for Summer Moon Utah Wells, right?
She did. And I'm not trying to put blame, but Allison messed up there and by not turning him in for stealing her money.
Yep. I'm going to tell you, Allison messed up by not turning him in earlier when Candace and Grandis pulled up and Summer was in that wet clothes and they were packing her into Allison's house to put her in clean clothes and makeup. Allison made that mistake then because that was the time to call 911. Not after she got robbed by Hunter. But when they was coming up her sidewalk into her house with a wet child needing to be cleaned up, redressed, and makeup put on it because, in my opinion, it was unalived, right? I think that's the time that 911 should have been called. Just saying. And if 911 would have been called at that time, well, Allison's $2,000 wouldn't have been gone because Hunter wouldn't have been there to steal it. All right. There you go.
I mean, I'm raised to where listen, you get one and that's it. If you go to jail, I'll bail you out once. After that, you're on her rent money right out of her purse.
I'll bail you out once. Bitch, you wouldn't bail him out at all. You don't bail nothing out. You haven't ever bailed this kid out of anything. This kid has been nothing but a terror to society. He has been a nightmare to society. He was a nightmare to that little girl in her car with her baby that he was trying to get in and take away. He was a terror to the little girl in the middle of the street that he went out there and was forcefully attacking in the middle of the road. He was a terror to his mother. He was a terror to everybody. It sounds like everyone Hunter was around, he was a terror to. That's what it sounds like to me. And personally, you know, in my opinion, he was a terror to Summer Moon Utah Wells out there in that water on June 15, 2021. That's my opinion, and I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it.
And the messed up part about it is, it don't matter if it's a BB gun or a gun or a gun. The boy ain't supposed to have it being in the system. No, well, you can own a BB gun at 16, but your parents are supposed to keep it with a gun lock on it and in a gun safe for you. Nope. And but listen,
I'm going to tell you something. There's something wrong with your boy. There's something wrong with your boy, Andrew, because we all saw the picture where he's standing in the bathroom with a blow dryer stuck in his pocket, a blow dryer stuck in his pocket, like he's some kind of thug with a big blow dryer stuck in his freaking pocket. Put a 1 in the chat if you've seen that picture. I seen it. I seen the picture where Hunter is in the bathroom with a blow dryer stuck in his mother freaking pocket trying to look like a thug. Your boy has some weird obsession. Who the hell does that? Who the hell puts a blow dryer in their pocket like, oh yeah, I'm from the Wild West, right? Who does that? Yeah, there's a picture of him. There's a picture of him standing in a bathroom with a blow dryer stuck down in the side of his pocket. Everybody thought it was, everybody thought it was something else, but it was a freaking blow dryer that he had stuck in his pocket in the bathroom. Hunter. It was Hunter. And I seen it. Matter of fact, I do believe I got that picture. I do believe I have it. Yeah. Yeah, he was Billy Badass with a blow dryer. Yeah, absolutely. That's true. That's true. That's true, Dollar. Absolutely. That's what, he was. I know I got the picture. Absolutely. It was in the bathroom. A lot of people thought it was, a weapon, but it was, I blew it up. It was a blow dryer. It was a blow dryer. This dude had a blow dryer stuck in his pocket. I'm like, whoa, that is fucking weird. That is weird. If I seen one of my kids putting a blow dryer in their pocket to try to look hard or like some thug, or try to get it mistaken for something else, I'd be like, what the heck is wrong with you? Come on, come on. Man, we got you got to go lay on this. You got to go lay on the head doctor's sofa and talk to him about this one. You know, you got get out the door, get out the damn door, get in the car. I mean, it's going to be no fucking stop till we get there, right? No stop till we get there. You are definitely going to, you know, you're going to get evaluated, man, because there's something wrong with you. Yeah. There's definitely something wrong if your kid be doing stuff like that. And then he's like, you're allowed to have, you know, the BB one at 16 if your parents keep it locked up. What? Why the hell why am I even going to buy my kid something like that if I got to keep it locked up? If I cannot trust my child enough with a motherfucking BB one, whoa, you know, then it's time to pray that they don't ever get a real one, right? Wow, that's just weird. Hand it over, son. It's got to go in the safe. What the hell? I can see that. Soon as you get home with your BBs, and the device to use with your BBs, your parents says, hand it over, give it here. It's got to go in the safe. I'd be like, what the hell? Right? What the hell? Why you even buy it for me? You got to stick it in a safe. Why did you even give me it? You know, take that back to the store, man. Like now. I don't want it. That's weird. That is just weird. I ain't never heard no crap like that. Your son got to be 16. He got to be 16 before. He got to be 16, man. I'll tell you what. I had one of them suckers when I was like 5, right? I had one of those when I was 5. Straight up. Nobody had to watch me or put it in a safe, right? That was weird.
You seen the dates on those? You seen the dates on them? I was not itching to fucking blow my son's shit up, but when he sat there and disrespected me like he did, and then disrespected my mom, that was game over. So I mean, he can get mad at me all he wants, but I mean, people are like, "Oh, it's vile for you to disown him and everything else." Well, no, it's the best thing I can do right now is to diss.
I'm going to tell you something. If for one, I know Hunter ain't no overachiever of anything. And you know why I say this? It's because Andrew wouldn't have got a chance to disown me. I would have disowned him. Right? I would have disowned him. This freaking Charlie wannabe. This Charlie wannabe hiding under the porch, right? Come on.
Disown him, because if I don't, I'm going to be a very evil person. Oh, yeah, but here's the thing. If Allison pulls through this, she's going to find out about all of it, and she's still going to cuddle him. Oh, yeah. Dude, they turned around and said, oh, don't say nothing about what's going on with Ellie because we don't want the husband to get her money. It don't matter. The husband's entitled to it anyway.
Oh, you know, so Andrew's admitting that you know these people are shiesty, that they're shiesty people, you know, trying to hide, you know, crucial information to keep somebody from obtaining what's legally theirs, right? So, you know, the whole time I heard him talk, he's telling me that this son of his is untrustworthy as hell. Right? He's telling me this son of his is capable of doing about anything. Right? And man, he ain't done yet. He ain't done. Actually, he gets down to the wire where he says, this boy is capable of anything, PG. He's capable of doing some super, there's like no boundaries with Hunter. No boundaries.
This dude had 2 wives in 2 other states on top of Allison. One in California, Allison, and one up here in New York. To some states, it's illegal. There's a couple of them. Not really many. There's a very few states where it is. That's where. Oh, well, that's the thing. I had no plans of fucking. A part of my language. I had no plans of producing any of them at all. None. And
absolutely, Dick. Absolutely.
then, he crossed the line with me. I was willing to let it fly, and then he crossed the line with my mom, and then I said, no, I'm not letting it fly. Oh, yeah. I mean, at 2 years old, he walked up and busted my mother in the face for no reason. Yup, when he was 2 years old, walked up and busted her in the mouth, and that's when I stopped taking him every weekend. I wasn't going to allow that around. I wasn't going to allow that in my mother's house because I was living with her at the time. I couldn't have that. I mean, this boy's had issues since day one that I don't talk about. And it's like, I don't want to be that dad, but dude, you're turning me into this person that's going to throw your whole history under the bus, man. Oh, yeah. I mean, the way I think of it is when somebody says that, oh, yeah. And that's what I've done. I'm at that point now to where,
He's throwing his history under the bus too, baby. He's throwing his son's history under the bus, right? He's telling all.
You know what? You crossed the line. I'm not making no more excuses for you, dude. Deal with it yourself. Oh, he got more than that. His Cash App temporarily got shut down because of how much he was getting.
Oh, he's jealous of Hunter. He's jealous of so much that the boy's getting. So much that the boy's getting. And that's why he didn't ever want Hunter to be more than him. Because he's too jealous. What the hell is wrong with these evil people? And why are they so damn jealous of others? Why are you jealous of others? I'm going to tell you something. When I see one of my brothers or my sisters doing good, and I'm not talking about my blood relatives as in brothers and sisters. I'm talking about my brothers and sisters in Christ. I'm talking about all the people in the world, all the people. Who's your neighbor? Well, your neighbor's everyone. Your neighbor's everyone. Even if there's another country, that's your neighbor. Your neighbors are everybody. You're supposed to care about all people. And I'm going to tell you, anytime I hear that someone, got something new, they got something that, they pulled themselves out of the rut that maybe they were in, or they got, a new car or a new home or new this or new that. I'm the first one at your door, baby. I'm the first one knocking at your door. In a community when you first move in. I'm one of the first knocking at your door with a little gift basket saying, welcome to the neighborhood. Boy, you got a beautiful home. You got a beautiful home. Congratulations. I'm one of the first, to be excited for them. I'm doing a happy dance for these people. I don't have nothing to be jealous of. You know what? I love who God made me. I love what God gives me. I'm happy with what I have. I'm not jealous of anybody else's stuff. I don't want anybody else's stuff. I just want my own. And I want to get my own. I want to get it myself. You know how good it feels to be able to get everything yourself? Do you know how good it feels to say, I did this? With God's help, I was able to achieve this. I didn't go out there and get it. I didn't bum for it. I didn't lie for it. I didn't steal it. I didn't do anything bad to get it. I got it the righteous way. I worked and I got it the way I'm supposed to. Man, this is nice. Do you know how great of a feeling that is? Do you know how great it is to sit at your dinner table and literally say, No one put this roof over my head. I put the roof over my head. I put the freaking food on the table. You know, I worked and I do for myself and my family. This is ours. What I'm saying is, yes, all glory to God for everything on your table, and all glory for God for the roof over your head, the clothes on your back, and the food on you. But I'm not talking about God right now. I'm talking about the people in this world. Nobody gave that to you. Nobody put all of that on your table. Nobody else did it. You did it yourself. You didn't have to mess nobody over, lie to nobody, do anything conniving, dirty, or low life to get it. You went out there, you worked, and you got it on your own. And that's the way people should get things. You shouldn't want what your parents have. You shouldn't want what your brother or your sister has. You shouldn't want what your neighbor has. You know, the Bible tells you don't covet. Don't go around wanting, you know, trying to get what other people's got. Get your damn own. You want it, go work for it. Right? If you want a lawnmower, don't push your neighbors off. Don't push one of your neighbors' lawnmowers off. Go buy your own. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with wanting a nice lawnmower. Like you know, maybe a new lawnmower comes out. There's nothing wrong with wanting that lawnmower. What's wrong with what's wrong with the wanting that lawnmower is trying to get it the wrong way. But if you really want something, I think God will give it to you. You know, and you don't have to do nothing bad to get it. You just do what's righteous. Do what's righteous in the sight of God. And you'll have more than you need. These people get everything the wrong way. They're getting everything the wrong way. You know, moving somebody's house and squat until they throw you out. Right? That's not right. That's not right. Lie, tell lies, to take somebody's money that they probably needed, but they gave it to you. They gave it to you because they felt sorry for you. You know, there's a lot of people that will hurt themselves to help you. And these people take advantage of those kind-hearted people. And it's wrong. It's wrong to do that. I'm going to tell you, I ain't never seen Andrew working at all. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with me. You haven't ever seen Andrew working at all. Every time I see Andrew, he's opening that camera, setting that ass at the house. And I've seen him, I've seen him at freaking 9 in the morning. I've seen him at 10, 11 o'clock. I've seen him at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock. I've seen this dude all the time. And he's always setting that ass at his house. I mean, all mother freaking day. I've seen him opening that camera all day long, and he's setting his ass in the house, or he's setting his ass out on the porch, or he's setting his ass, somewhere. He ain't working. He ain't working nowhere. I mean, you can't convince me that this guy works. I'm going to tell you something. Hell no. I think this dude right here, to be honest with you, I just think he's a moocher. I think he's a mother freaking moocher. That's my opinion. He's one of those guys that want to come in and live off of you. He wants to bring his ass in your house and live off of you. Right? And keep a bunch of animals around that he can make out with. That's my opinion. That's my opinion, because he'd be hugging and kissing them animals and stuff, which don't look right. I mean, it's going beyond, the normal what you should be doing. where your freaking cat or whatever's concerned, right? I mean, I'm like, is that his old lady or is that a pet? Because I don't know. I'm confused. That's just my opinion. You know, he'd be getting a little weird with that stuff. Just saying, you know. Hey, oh Sullivan, how you doing, sweetie? I appreciate it. Super sticker, Andrew. Super sticker. I tell you what, Andrew, I'm gonna do you a solid. I'm gonna do you a solid. Before I go out of here this evening, I'm not ready to go out yet. I'm not ready to go out. I got a while to be in here. I'm going to be in here for a while. But at the end of all of this, when we're ready to go out, I'm going to do you a solid, Andrew, and I'm going to run all of the things by you. I'm going to run all the stuff by you like this, Andrew. I'm going to run it all by you. All of this stuff, I'm going to run it by you at the end of the night. I'm going to do it slower. I'm going to do it slower than this. I'm going to do it a lot slower, Andrew. So you can bathe in it. I want you to bathe in it at the end of the night. Yeah. I'm going to go real slow for you at the end of the night. Right? Cuz I know that I just know that you want to see it. I know that you want to, I know that you want to feel so happy for PG at the end of the night as we go out of here. Just saying. Oh, look at that, Andrew. All right, Virginia girl. Gifted 1 Prayer Garden of America membership. All right. There you go. There you go, Andrew. Yeah. This is the way I'm looking. Andrew ain't looking like that. He look like wah. Right? I bet you that cat's trying to get away from him right now. I bet you 10-1 that cat is trying to get away from him right now. Like, man, he like hugging and squeezing, and it's like, come here, let me hug you and squeeze you and kiss you and love you and right? And that cat's like trying to get out of there. Yeah. I bet it's a real sight right now.
Yup. And it was probably that wonderful influence that Drew married. Because he ain't no good either. Oh yeah, and then Toaster's mad at me, and it's like, bro, don't get mad at me. I'm just trying to help my kid. Oh, I just hope the boy's mind gets right. Now, you remember how Leslie died? She was sick, and then she fell, hit her head, and died, right?
Oh, listen to this. This is where he's saying this out of his own mouth. Andrew Hart is saying that he believes that his boy offed Leslie and his own mother, Allison. Right here is where he's saying that he believes his boy is capable of unliving other human beings. Listen close, you guys. Listen close, because right here is where he says
influence that Drew married. Because he ain't no good either. Oh yeah, and then Toaster's mad at me, and it's like, bro, don't get mad at me. I'm just trying to help my kid. Oh, I just hope the boy's mind gets right. Now, you remember how Leslie died? She was sick, and then she fell, hit her head, and died, right? 2 and 2 equals 4, honey. I understand and I agree, but that also needs to be brought to light. But I'm just not the one tonight. PT, I would ask you ever so nicely with this conversation that we're having before you're live, please, for the love of God, bring that up in your live tonight. Because the people need to hear it, but not just from me.
There you go. Please, PG, bring it up and let people know that Hunter is dangerous, that I believe that he unlived Leslie and his mother. 2 and 2 is 4, PG. Leslie, supposed to be sick, fell, hit her head, gone. Allison, supposed to be sick, hits her head, and she's gone. This don't sound right, PG. This don't sound right. He was with Leslie, and Leslie goes over to Allison saying, if you don't go to law enforcement, I'm going to. Leslie ends up unalived. And then Allison gets all her money, her rent money took from her son to get a big tattoo, and she's thinking about calling the law on Hunter probably for doing that. And what happens? She ends up unlived as well, right? So 2 and 2 is 4, he's saying. Yeah, I guess it is, right? And you know what the damnedest thing about both of this is? They cremate Leslie and they cremate Allison. They couldn't wait to get her cremated. There you go. These people don't believe and buying a plot and putting someone in the ground righteously so you could go visit them and put flowers on them and spend some time there talking with them for a little bit, whether they're able to hear you or not, they're always with you. But, no, they want to cremate them and probably dump them somewhere, like a bag of garbage, go dump them somewhere and be done with it. Right? Be done with it. Out of sight, out of mind. If we do it this way, we don't have to worry about ever visiting you again because you'll be everywhere. Right? That's weird. That's weird. I didn't mention anything. Would you like to hear it again, Sky? Would you like to hear it again? Because Andrew's talking to me. I'm not, I'm just saying, yeah, listening. Would you like to hear it again? Because he says PG.
Ain't no good either. Oh yeah, and then Toaster's mad at me, and it's like, bro, don't get mad at me. I'm just trying to help my kid. Oh, I just hope the boy's mind gets right. Now, you remember how Leslie died? She was sick, and then
You hear that? Do you remember? He asked me, do I remember? How could I say something to him if he says, do I remember? He says, PJ, do you remember how Leslie passed away? So could I say to him, Sky? What could I say to him? What could I have said to him that would lead you to believe that I was asking him some shit? I'm waiting for your answer. Come back, Sky. Did Andrew mention it after PG said, hell no. He said, you could tell I didn't mention nothing because he's like, do you remember how, just out of the damn blue? He's like, do you remember how, Leslie died? Do you remember how she died? I mean, he came out of the blue with that. And, what could I have done? All I was doing is sitting there listening, to him blow off about his son pissing him off and him taking some kind of fall for his son when it was both of them, He wasn't taking a fall for Hunter. They were both in on what they was doing. He just got angry because Hunter got, originally it was about Hunter tapping out on the cash thing and, getting way more than he did and him taking all the blame. You know, wasn't even about, you know, that was just an added bonus at, you know, a big added bonus at the end for me listening to him, right? I mean, that came out of the blue. I wasn't even expecting that. And he's like, you know, you remember how Leslie died? And I'm like, you know, and you know, she falls and hits her head, and you know, supposed to be sick, hits her head, and you know, 2 and 2's 4 when he's talking about Allison. I mean, come on, Sky, come back. Where you at? I guess Sky ain't going to come back and take up for Andrew no more, huh? Sky decide to run off? Sky must have ran off and got under the house with Charlie, right? Oh, wannabe Charlie there. She must have ran and got under the house too. Yeah, I thought he may have watched your channel because I remember you talking about this. I didn't watch Andrew's channel. Bullshit. This was way back. When he came up behind. I was coming into my live and he was in the backstage waiting, and I brought him up before I came live. Me and him was in backstage. When I first come in, I can bring people up. If they're in backstage, I can bring them up and talk with them, and you guys can't see or hear it. And that's what he did. And I record everything. That's why I had the recording. But he came up to, you know, to vent and talk about him getting all the backlash from what him and Hunter had done, and how Hunter had, you know, got more money. Really, he was pissed off because Hunter, you know, tapped out way more than he did, and nobody was really, you know, saying much about Hunter. Everybody was giving him the crap, and you know, so he was angry that he was getting all the crap, but he was more angry because he didn't even get, you know, half of what Hunter ended up with. So he was double pissed. And that's really what that conversation was supposed to be about. But then he went on to tell about, you know, Hunter, you know, robbing his mom for $2,000 to get tattoos, about Allison being really angry about it, about, you know, and how Hunter abused his grandmother, which was Andrew's mom, who Andrew wouldn't bring Hunter around his mother no more because Hunter was so violent that they couldn't have him around his grandmother, even as a young child. And, you know, it sounds like Hunter had issues from day one. It sounds like he had, you know, some real anger issues, wanting to hurt people at a really, really young age. I mean, how many people have to take their 2 or 3 year old away from grandma's house because the 2 or 3 year old wants to abuse grandma? I never heard of no shit like that. I ain't even heard of nobody having to take their 2 or 3 year old away from grandma because the kid wants to abuse granny. What grandkid wants to abuse their grandmother? I mean, that's insane. That's insane. I've heard of, you know, teenagers, you know, going in and doing bad stuff to the grandparents, stealing from them, lying to them, you know, maybe trying to fight with them. I've heard of, you know, young adults and middle-aged and older adults doing it to their grandparents, bad things. But I haven't ever heard of a freaking, you know, a grade school kid picking on grandma. That's unacceptable. That's unheard of. But this guy's trying to say that, Hunter was so violent towards his grandmother that he couldn't have him around him. He couldn't bring him around the poor woman. And that's pretty, that's pretty bad. If you ask me, that's my opinion. Well, Sky just, is definitely, wants to protect Andrew. Sky wants to protect, Andrew for sure. Well, PG, he's gross. I don't watch him. I don't know. Sky. I don't know you, but it sounds to me like you're singing a different tune than you was at the beginning there. I mean, why the hell? You were saying that, I went back and played it. You were making it sound like, the people didn't hear it right. What's going on there? Did PG bring that up to him? And then when I went back and I played it showing that no, PG didn't. That this shit just came out of the blue. This was him talking about it himself. Then you're like, oh, I remember you talking about it. And yeah, I talked about it when I brought it out on my live. Matter of fact, I didn't bring it out for a long time. I didn't bring it out for a long, long time until, because it was a private conversation at the time. And I didn't bring it out until, Andrew forced me to, right? He forced me to bring it forth. And that might have been when you heard me talking about it. But I didn't talk about it when I first talked with him, and it was behind the scenes, an A and B conversation. I didn't bring it out because why should I at the time? But, he wanted to push the ticket, instead of fessing up to the truth about his child and about June 15, 2021, and so forth and so on. He forced me to bring it forth because he wasn't going to. I gave him ample time to come forth himself and say what he had said to me. It wasn't my place at the time to bring it forth. It was his place to bring it forth to everybody, but he didn't. And then he tried to renege on it all and act like, this boy was some role model citizen, which he wasn't. And hell yeah, I brought it out. I brought out his own daddy's damn words because his daddy knows exactly what his boy is. And daddy doesn't care because daddy wasn't ever looking for his boy to be any better than him. Matter of fact, he doesn't even want his boy to be as good as him. And I don't, and there is no good there. There is no good there. Right? He don't even want his son to reach dirt level. Because that's where he's at. And he don't even want his son to get there. Right? So yeah, I brought it out. Because I think everybody has a right to know what Andrew truly thinks about his son. And he truly thinks that his son is capable of unliving not only Leslie, but also Allison. And who did both of these people have around them at the time they were unlived? Who did they both have around them? Hunter. One common denominator. That's it. Just one. It was Hunter. Man, I'm going to tell you something. You can't turn a blind eye to the truth. You can't. No matter how hard you try, you cannot turn a blind eye to the truth. Because it is the truth. And humans don't have, we as humans do not have a choice. We know the truth when we hear it. We know the truth when we hear it. And no matter how much we wish we wouldn't hear it, we did. And now we cannot turn a blind eye to it. It's just the way it is. It's like if you hear your old man is cheating and you say, no, not my old man. And then the person shows you a picture. Well, you know what? You can't turn a blind eye to that, baby. You can't turn a blind eye to it. And if you really think about it, you suspected it anyway. You suspected it anyway. You knew the truth before you had to face it. That's the way this went. Old daddy right there was facing the truth about his boy. He was facing the truth about his boy. He knows his boy. Just like I know my kids. You know your kids. Andrew knows Hunter. And sorry to say, so did Allison. So did Allison.
She fell, hit her head, and died, right? 2 and 2.
Now he asks me. She fell, hit her head, and died, right? I say right. Okay, 2 and 2's 4. 2 and 2's 4. I had nothing to do with that. He said it. Not PG. Not PG. I don't have that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm brilliant. I'm very brilliant. You know, and I got a lot of power in a lot of different areas, a lot of different fields of life. Yeah. But I'm going to tell you something. I don't have that kind of power, baby. I can't make people, mother freaking, I ain't got that kind of power. I can't put shit in people's head and then have it come out their mouth. That's what I'm saying. I don't have that kind of power. I wish I did. Because, if I had the power to put stuff in people's heads, then I would put good things in their damn heads, so good things would be coming out of their mouth. I put good things in their head so that, good things would be coming from, their freaking heart, mind, body, and soul to do good in the world, I wouldn't be putting no damn evil in their head, because I don't like evil people. But I don't have that power. Only God has the power to lighten someone's heart or to harden a person's heart. Only God has that power. I don't have that power. Only God has the power to make people be able to be good or to be really bad. I mean, he did it with Pharaoh, right? He did it with Pharaoh. He lightened Pharaoh's heart up so that Pharaoh would let the Israel children go. right? But also he hardened Pharaoh's heart so that the plagues would come on him, right? So he wouldn't let them go, and all them plagues would get them. Only God has that power, not PG. I can't put words in this man's mouth. That man right there was putting words in my ears, right? And there was words I wanted to hear for Summer's sake. Those were words I wanted to hear for Summer's sake. I wanted to hear what Hunter's capable of. And I heard it right out of his own daddy's mouth. So if he's capable of unliving Leslie, and he's capable of unliving his own mother, who he robbed to get tattoos, wouldn't he be capable of doing some dirty, sinister deed for Candace Wells? Wouldn't he be capable of going out into that water and doing what a whole lot of us believe he done? My question is yes. That's my opinion. I'm going to keep it. Just saying. But Andrew, you did not. I wanted people to see, because Hunter lied. He said that he wasn't up on the hill. He told Chris M, oh, Chris said, do you notice anything? Well, I noticed her hair was cut. Hunter, you was up on the hill, standing behind Summer when she was completely bald-headed. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember seeing the picture of Hunter standing behind Summer up on Ben Hill Road when Summer's hair was all gone. Every bit of it was gone. It was like he's trying to sneak up behind her, and she's in the picture. I have that picture. I could show that picture. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Absolutely. No, that's true. That's true. Candace and H are, you know what? Candace, Donald, H, Andrew, Andy, Jody, they're all the same. Every last one of them meet that criteria. No conscience, no remorse. Don't give a damn about nobody but themselves. Don't give a damn about no one but themselves. They are selfish, self-centered, and self-seeking. That's the truth. That's the truth. Yeah. So, why did he lie? Why did he lie about being, he also told Chris M that they hadn't been up on the hill for almost a year. That none of them, that ever since the fight with Allison, right? He said, ever since they had to fight over Jose, three women throwing it down, 3 women up there throwing it down for this one guy, right? And they had a big outsy, because they just didn't think there was enough of Jose to go around, right? Even though Allison had to go to work, she wanted Jose resting up for when she got back. And they really had a throwdown up there. Allison lost. She lost. The third wheel got rolled off the hill, right? The third wheel got rolled off the hill. Had to call police to get her kids back. And I heard they didn't even want to go because that's how, that's how brainwashed they was by Candace and Don Wells, right? That's how much hope Don and Candace Wells had on somebody else's children. They didn't even want to, to go. But he tells Chris, oh, we haven't been up there since then. And she just showed up this day. Damn lie. It was a damn lie. There's a picture of him standing right behind Summer when she's completely bald-headed. And he noticed she had her hair cut, though, that day. No, you didn't. He's trying to separate himself, just like he was trying to separate his wet ass, right? His wet ass from being wet. He was trying to separate himself from that picture as well, of being on the hill within the time frame that they was plotting against this little girl to destroy her completely. And she's completely gone. And why are you going to separate yourself from all of that if you had nothing to do with it? Why are you going to do that? You're not. You're not. You'd have no reason. If you were innocent, if you would tell the truth. You say, yeah. My mom didn't go up there or whatever because of their fight, but yeah, I still hung out with them. My sister still hung out with them. They still came around. Yeah, I went, swimming with them that day. There wasn't no damn fishing. You would tell the truth, but he's lying. And since he's trying to separate himself from all of this truth, it just shows that he's guilty as fuck, in my opinion. So how do you like that, Andrew? How do you like it, huh? How do you like it? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Just like last night, when you were sitting there shaking your head, waving your little hands, your little handsies, go away, not right now, not right now. I said, you know what? That was your boy. That was your boy up there sneaking up behind Summer, already whispering with Don and Candace about the plan that's going to be coming down soon. That's why he was up waiting for Candace to pick him up, because he knew they were coming. He knew all the plans. They got him the twisted tea. They got him the stuff to sedate him up so he'll go out there and have the courage to do the dirty deed. And when it hit him that he can't tell people that, because your boy been amped up to really hurt somebody for a long time. And then when reality hit him that he can't brag about doing something to an innocent 5-year-old little girl, he can't tell nobody about that. Damn. Like, the thugs are going to be like, what? You did fucking what? You can't, it ain't like you took out somebody, from another gang, or took out some bad person, some really bad person. That's a big old dude. It ain't like David taking out Goliath, right? You took out a 5-year-old innocent little kid. You can't tell nobody about that. He's like, damn. To be honest with you, Candace really fucking got him, right? Your boy wanted to be a big thug, so eager to do something so sinister. And then he figured out that, damn, they got him. Innocent 5-year-old little girl. Who the hell you going to brag? Who in the hell you going to brag that one to? All that would do is get your ass beat. That would just get your ass beat. A real thug would kick your ass. They'd be like, I got a 5-year-old little girl, you sick ass human being, you. I got a 5-year-old. What the hell? Really? What do? Pick on children and old people? Women, children, and old people? You off some old lady? You try to steal some young girl's car with their baby in it? You mother freaking go out in the water and you do something sinister to a 5-year-old innocent child and you're bragging about this? There was no bragging rights there. That's why he was shaking. That's why he's probably shaking. And, the dopamine was happening probably with Candace at the swimming hole. And then all of a sudden, the dopamine went away and the adrenaline kicked in. Like, who are you going to brag this one to? That's disgusting. Yeah, Andrew. There you go. Hey, Carla. New member. Yes. Yeah. Read that right there, Andrew. Read that right there. Became a YouTube member. Read that right there and weep. Read that and weep. Amen. Absolutely. You want to know why? Because PG tells the truth. And I irritate the hell out of their demons, right? I irritate the hell out of their demons. And I'm going to tell you something. There's some stuff going on behind the scenes. And I got the freaking ticket to it. I got the tickets. I know what's going on behind the scenes. With these people. They think that, you're PG, these people are out of the loop. I'm right in the loop. I know exactly what they're talking. I got receipts. I'm going to be bringing them. Yeah. I know what you be saying, Andrew. I know what you be saying behind the scenes. Right? That's my opinion. I think that Andrew's old boy right there had been wanting to do something really sinister for a while. And wanting to be this thug and wanting to do something. And I think Candace talked him into it. They made him part of their plan. I believe they made him part of their plan. And he did the hardest part. That's my opinion. I truly believe that this boy unlived that little girl on June 15, 2021 at that horse pond for Candace Wells. I believe that they took that little girl to Allison's house and that's where she was dressed. Because he said she was wet. She was wet when they went back to the drive-through the second time to get the medications. She was wet when they went through Sonic's and she was wet when they got to that store. Law enforcement had no movement of Summer in the vehicle after leaving the swimming hole. They had no movement of her inside that vehicle. And I would make a bet 10-1 on that one. No movement. I can say my opinion, but I'm going to tell you, I surely think it's the honest to God's upstanding truth. And they got to Allison's house. Allison had cameras. She had cameras. Everybody, she even said she had them. But they all disappeared. They all disappeared before law enforcement got there. She didn't have no cameras on June 15, 2021. None was working outside, and there wasn't none working in her house. I believe that's where Summer was dressed. And makeup put on her and propped in that car. And I'm going to tell you, another thing I noticed is if you take a look at that orange crush bottle, they even wedged that to try to help hold her up in that back seat. They even had that wedged against her thigh to try to hold her in that seat.
She had a pillow.
Right here. Take a look at that orange bottle, how it's pushed into the back of the seat and pulled to go against her thigh. And help try to hold her in. So she wouldn't slip down. I'm going to tell you, this was a prop job, baby. This right here was a big prop job. And I think we all know it. That's my opinion. I think every damn one of us knows that this was a prop up of Summer on these milk jugs. And I'm going to tell you, and we all seen who went into the damn water. And it wasn't Candace. It was Hunter. And I'm going to tell you something. The eyes don't lie. The eyes do not lie. Look at this guy's eyes. Look at them. Take a look at them. Let me show you something.
2 equals 4, honey.
Hunter, the day he went to the swimming hole, right there. This is the Hunter that went to the swimming hole, right?
Got it. So she's...
This is the Hunter now. You take a look at the before and you take a look at the after. Them eyes don't lie. I'm going to tell you, that kid's eyes have pure fucking evil in them now. And the reason they got pure evil is because he feels big. He feels big. He feels like he done something. The one thing that this boy couldn't wait to do, he did. And that's my opinion. This kid was seeking, he wanted. This kid right here envied people who unlived other people. He envied thugs and people who were violent towards other human beings. He envied them. And he was on his way to it when he beat the little girl up in the street. He was on his way to it when he was talking down to his mother. He was on his way to it when he attacked the other girl that fought like hell to save her child and herself and her vehicle. He was on his way to it. And Candace Wells, in my opinion, helped him achieve what he was on his way to. Totally destroying another human's life. That's my opinion. I will keep it. And the only thing that saved his ass is he was a minor and law enforcement wasn't able to interrogate him and push for the lie detectors test at the time. And his mama declined then, and he has been declining ever since. And he will keep declining because he knows if he took a lie detectors test, his ass is going to prison. And I don't give a fuck what Andrew says. Andrew knows his boy didn't take a lie detectors test. Andrew knows that him and his old lady's been protecting this evil boy for a long time. Allison bluntly damn lied, and we caught her in her fucking lies. Why would she have to lie? Why would Allison have to lie if her boy was innocent? And why was her boy lying his ass off if he was innocent? The answer is he's not innocent. If you're innocent, you don't lie. and they did nothing but fucking lie. So they're covering, they got a dog in the race and they're covering up shit. There you go, Andrew. There you go. So what you going to do? What you going to do? Yeah, I said what I got to say. And I'm allowed to say, this is America, Andrew. We are all allowed to have our opinions. It ain't just my opinion that your boy's guilty as hell for what happened to this little girl on June 15th, 2021. Look at her. Look at how she's propped up there. I've already proven that your boy said she was wet, that she was not dressed. Where did she get dressed? The only one place she could have got dressed, and that was at Allison's house, because that's the only stop they made before the video was taken of her being dressed. She clearly looks like she's got lipstick and makeup on. Where would that have come from? Where would that have came from? Allison's house, where his sisters have makeup. Allison has makeup. That's where it would have came from. Look at your boy. Look at your boy right there throwing up gang signs, and look at his eyes. He seriously looks like he needs some help. Before he gets any worse than what it's already been. You're not helping him by protecting him. And you sure ain't helping other innocent humans that could also fall victim to him. You're evil. You're evil, and you support evil. You keep your mouth off of PG. Keep your mouth off of righteousness. You have no power here, Satan. You have no power here. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus Christ. There you go. Take your evil self and go somewhere else with it. And take your boy with you. Take your boy with you. He ain't a boy. He's a man. He's a grown man. That, what you call a kid, is a grown-ass man. That you out of your own mouth, said you believed he unlived 2 women, Leslie and Allison. And I'm going to tell you something. 2 people just don't die the same exact way. No. 2 people don't die the same exact way. 2 people don't, oh, they were sick and then fell and hit their head and went into comas and died. Both of these women, both hit their head, went into comas and died. Actually, hitting their head, going into the coma is what killed them. That was true for Leslie. That was true for Allison. Being sick, I don't even know if they was sick. But the excuse was they'd been sick. And that's why they fell so hard and hit their head so hard that it took them out of the world. No, what took these 2 women out of the world was the same freaking head injuries. The same head injuries. And someone should have called that hospital and said, hey, listen, you've got Allison in there, but you also had a woman named Leslie in there that seemed to have died with the same exact head injuries as Allison. Don't you find that weird, doctor? That both of these women, now nobody knows if they was really sick, but we do know. We do know that they both died with the same head injuries that put them into a coma that they didn't come out of. And I find that fucking suspicious. How about you guys? Put a one in the chat if you find that suspicious. Because I find that very suspicious. I mean, if one of my neighbors across the road, you know, they're packing her out, and a couple of days later, I hear that, you know, she had a head injury that put her into a coma, that, you know, that caused her death. And in a few days, you know, maybe a month later or two, I see somebody else getting packed out, and they got the same head injury, and they're passing away. I don't think that's no damn coincidence. I'm going to start looking around for somebody socking people in the head, right? That's what I'm going to start looking for. I'm going to be like, who in the heck is going around socking somebody in the head? I'm going to be keeping an eye out, right? I'm going to be keeping an eye out. Yeah, for Bam Bam. Exactly. Right, April? Exactly. I mean, you got to keep your eyes open. Bam Bam might come up behind you. What the hell? Just saying, you guys. Right? Right, Dollar? Absolutely. Just a coincidence. Yeah. That's what they want us to believe, right? That's what they want us to believe. Ain't happening. Not today, next week, you know. I don't like people. I don't like people who want to, you know, that want to underestimate our intelligence level. I don't think, you know, I don't think any of us, you know, is that ignorant to believe, you know, to believe that kind of BS. I don't think any of us is that ignorant. But, you know, somehow, you know, they must think we are. They must think we are. Sky, you just got a steel toe boot in the ass. You know, you just got a steel toe boot in the ass. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you've been in here, you know, double-lipped all night. You've been in here double-lipped all night. And I don't like double-lipped people. You know, it's a shame, you know, you know, these two-faced people, you know, it's a shame that, you know, that they, well, I guess, you know, the face behind the one they got is probably just as bad. So it really doesn't matter what face, you know, they wear. I always thought, you know, if the other face looked any better, they might should wear it instead. But, you know, she had her lips protruding out of both faces tonight. And you know, I don't go along with that shit. I mean, I would think I would think, you know, being a bootlicker to one pair of boots would be enough. But you know, she seemed to want to lick everybody's boots. And, you know, that shit don't sit right with me. I mean, either before summer or against summer. I do think the Wells, I do think the Wells had that right. I think they had that right. Pick your side, right? At least pick your side. We picked the victim side. We picked Summer's side, right? We didn't pick the suspect side. We picked the victim side. We got on the right side. And we've done the righteous thing. But man, them bootlickers, I just don't like that. I don't like them. I put out too many two-faced people in my life already, right? And, actually I put up with so many that, it's probably going to take eternity for me to, scrub off all the freaking kiss marks on the back of my backside already. Those two-faced people always want to kiss both sides. And it's disgusting. Because who wants their backside kissed after somebody's kissed Don and Candace's? Really? Stay away from mine. Stay away from mine. I already got enough lip marks on there. Last me a lifetime. It is forever. It is hard to trust people today. Absolutely. Very, very hard to trust. But I think I proved my point. That Hunter has all to hide. And, all to hide and nothing to gain by telling the truth. He has nothing to gain. None of these suspects have a damn thing to gain by telling the truth. They have everything. They have everything to gain by lying and doing what they're doing. Because it keeps them out of prison. And that's why they're doing it. That's my opinion. I will keep it. I will keep it. But you heard out of Andrew's mouth, his own mouth, that he believes that Hunter was capable of unliving 2 women, and that definitely means he would have been capable of doing a sinister deed for Candace. That came out of Andrew's mouth, not PG's. Andrew wants to be upset with someone, he needs to be upset with himself. Go look in the damn mirror. Right? And Hunter needs to just face up to who and what he is. Right? That's what he needs to do. Face up to it. I don't feel sorry for people like Hunter. He's a grown-ass man. He made his bed. He needs to lay in it. That's how I feel about Hunter. He's not a damn boy. He's a grown-ass man. And in my opinion, a worthless one. A dangerous, worthless one. Shown to us by his own actions. We ain't pulling this stuff out of the air. This is solid stuff that we know about that he has done. Andrew's own brother said he thought Hunter hurt Summer. I saw that in the beginning of this case. That's right. That's right. His own uncle said that he believed that that boy destroyed that little girl. Yes, he did. That's true. Yeah, cartoon characters did though. You can't stop, what's rooted into history. Freddie Flintstones is a cartoon that existed in the past, like Beep Beep Roadrunner and Bugs Bunny and a whole lot of old Porky Pig, a whole lot of old cartoons, you know, that was in the past, you know, that a lot of children, you know, a lot of children back in that time and era enjoyed. They enjoyed it, you know, just like people enjoyed, you know, Hannah Montana and, you know, and all the cartoons and stuff that, you know, came later, right? It's always changing. With every generation, it's changing. I mean, you know, I think SpongeBob SquarePants is really funny cartoon, you know, and it has, you know, it has some of its, you know, some really bad stuff sometimes, you know, that ain't so great, you know. But it's a cartoon. It's supposed to be funny, right? It's supposed to be funny. I think everybody's lost their sense of humor in this life. I think the problem is everybody wants to be too serious. Everybody wants to, you know, be Debbie Downers, right? But I think people's tired of the Debbie Downer thing. I think people's tired of the drama. They're tired of the being a Debbie Downer. I think that people just want to live and breathe again. You know, I think people are starting to lighten up and get their sense of humor back. People love to laugh. They love to laugh. And, you know, and that stuff's funny. That stuff is funny. You know, I watch old cartoons. I watch old movies. I watch the new ones. And I love comedy. I love comedy. You know, like Throw Mama from the Train, right? That was funny as hell. That was a funny show. You know, I found it to be quite hilarious. Danny DeVito done a good job. Right? Put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat if you love that show. I think Danny DeVito's funny in anything he does. Right? He's just funny. Do you yeah, hilarious, man. We need to, we need to get back. Need to get back to some of that funniness, right? To some of that funniness. I can't sit around. I can't sit around and be a serious person. I can't do it. It's not me. It's not me. I ain't got time to be sitting around, um, talking about shit that depresses me, right? Man, I'm too blessed to be stressed. I don't need that. I want to mother freaking sit on the front porch and tell some jokes. I want to hear some real good funny stories. I want to watch some funny movies. I want to go do some fun stuff. I like to see the person, I like to see that person that tries to slide to the car showing off, when it's winter time, they're trying to slide to the car showing off and, they end up getting broke. That's some funny stuff, man. That's funny stuff. It's funny, when somebody, they're trying to score, a date or something, and they're waving at someone and they end up tripping up. And that's just funny stuff. There's a lot of funny stuff, I'm not going to sit there and not laugh. I mean, you know, oh, how sad. Look how sad that was. And shit, that wasn't sad, man. That was hilarious. Right? That couldn't happen to a better person, you know. It's just funny stuff. I laugh if it happens to me, right? I laugh if it happens to me. You know, it doesn't matter. I'm a good sport. I'm a good sport. I do some funny shit for real. You know, I they eat. I've had to ask myself, you know, a few times what goes, you know, what goes first, right? Does your freaking pride go before the fall or after? I've come down. I've come down some staircases and everything else. All right, you guys, listen. I wanted to hang out with the chat a minute before I head out of here. I like to hang out with my grandkids. It makes you feel younger and laughing, right? I'm going to tell you, I like to hang out with my kids too. My kids say the damnedest things, the darndest things. But listen, you guys, I'm going to head out of here, but I'm coming back in, and I'm coming back in for a reason. So, as you know, as we go out of here, I'm going to play Summer Song. As we go out, I'm going to come back in, and I'm going to, I told you guys last night that it was fixable, and I fixed it for you. So I'm coming back in, and I got a surprise for Andrew. I got a surprise for Andrew when I come back in tonight. So we don't want to miss that. We don't want to miss that, do we? But before I go out, I told Andrew I had a little surprise for him. I had something I wanted to show him. Hey, Vic, I appreciate it, sweetie. I appreciate it. Susan, I appreciate it, sweetheart. Virginia, I surely appreciate it. Brat, I appreciate it, hon. Absolutely, I appreciate it. Australia, I appreciate it. Angela, I appreciate it, sweetie. Virginia, appreciate it. Tanya, I appreciate it. Virginia, I appreciate it. Caroline, hey girl, I appreciate it. Absolutely. Mother of a legend, I appreciate it, sweetie. You know it. Big ol' mom, God bless. I appreciate that. Shoemaker, appreciate it. Super sticker. Amen. Australia, girlfriend, you gave twice tonight. I appreciate that. God bless. God bless. Absolutely. I appreciate that. Carla, I appreciate it, sweetie. Donna, I appreciate that. McBro, God bless. Member for 12 months. Amen. God bless. Thank you for all you do for the missing. Hey, I thank you guys. I thank Summer's Army. You guys are awesome. Don't ever let nobody tell you ain't, because I know you are. Unapproachable. I appreciate it. God bless. Thank you, PG, for being faithful to Summer. Amen. That we are. We are faithful. Woofy, I appreciate that, girlfriend. Absolutely. Mary, appreciate it. Stephanie, appreciate it. Donna, God bless. I surely appreciate it. Old Sullivan, I appreciate that, hon. I definitely appreciate it. Super sticker. Virginia, I so appreciate that. That is a gift that will keep giving, girl. And I appreciate it. You don't know how much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Carla, new member. God bless and welcome. The Summers channel. Wendy, I appreciate that girl. God bless. And I'm so glad that you support Summer's channel. Each and every one that supported Summer's channel tonight and showed Andrew that we all pray together, we stay together, and we all support this channel as one in the name of Jesus. I'm glad that everyone showed him how Summer's channel works, and that the devil can't touch it because God put it together. God put it together for that little girl right there. That little girl is why God put it together. And there ain't nobody going to be touching this channel. So you might as well just stop with your chaos, Andrew, and back up, beep, 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 back it up. Your evilness cannot touch this. Right? Can't touch this. Dun, 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 dun. Right? PG gonna break out in a song. Right? You can't touch this. Hey, you guys, I'm heading out, coming back in, and fixing what I told you I would fix last night. It's all there. It's all there. God bless. Much love. Keep the prayers going up for Summer. I don't ever leave no live. I don't care if I did 10 a day. I will not leave until I ask that you pray for this little girl, because I know God's listening and I know my God answers. So please keep the prayers going up for her in the name of Jesus. Good night.